And they've had Democratic House members talking about this just in the last week, Conyers and others. And so there's no doubt with the clergy response teams, they've covertly taken over with the faith-based initiative most of the churches in this country.
And they use the expression to me, devil's Messiah. Now, whether you will hear it from another or not, you may not, because naturally this is really getting down to the hardcore of it. You have to keep in mind, I've been a minister of the gospel for 50 years. I'm in my 70s, but still very active. And this man uses expressions to me that you might not hear otherwise. Devil's Messiah. And it includes an entire program or a whole facet of their perversion, which they have to do in order to bring in the New World Order. They cannot bring the devil's Messiah to a righteous people.
Well, of course they've got
to perverted religion.
Of course they've got to go through the back door and take over the churches to do this. That happens in every authoritarian system. I wonder if that caller was laughing because he's implying Barack Obama's the Antichrist, but Barack Obama wasn't born in '62 like that guy was saying. If that's who he was talking about, he was born August 4th, 1961. And, you know, if he is the devil, he's certainly getting destroyed politically, but it's just, you know, I'm just sticking to the New World Order and what I can prove, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to the calls. Very interesting information from Lindsey-Williams. Let's go ahead now and talk to Sue in Texas. Sue, you're on the air.
Hi, Alex and Lindsey. Thank you for your time, and I'll try to be quick. While I wonder if a good election results would be able to put a stop to all of this madness that y'all are speaking of, my question is two quick ones. Will we be able to pay our property taxes with gold if we already own our home? And number two, can you give an estimated date when the martial law will go into effect? All
right, let me break that down because I want to get Lindsey's take on it. It's not that you pay your mortgage in gold, whatever the new currency is or whatever the devaluation of the dollar is. When you cash the gold or silver in, you will get what the money's worth at that time. But if you just save money, it will then be devalued under hyperinflation. So you'll still be paying for your mortgage in dollars. It's just now the dollars are subdenominated in the IMF World Bank SDR. On the subject of martial law, they're turning on the fusion centers nationwide. The CIA runs them. They've got the National Guard, regular army in them. They federalize your police. They use the cameras and license plate readers and face scanners going in the town where I live to track everything you're doing. And it's total tyranny. So we're already under martial law. When they're tasering old ladies for no reason, when they're training cops to break people's heads if they talk back to them, this is martial law. But when will a total collapse and troops rolling out on the streets happen? Happened at Katrina. They are beta testing and conditioning. This is all a creeping death. Lindsey-Williams.
Yes, you're correct. And I was told by the elitists that by 2012 the dollar will be dead. Now you say, what will I do about my taxes? Well, they will have to have something in order to trade with. You've got to go to the grocery store and buy with something, whether it's a new world currency, whatever it may be, a NAFTA currency. Well, you merely take your gold that has already gone to $3,000 and $4,000 an ounce and turn around and buy and purchase or get the inflated currency and pay your taxes with it. What we're trying to say is the only thing that is going to remain stable that you can spare your assets in, according to what the elitists have told me, is gold and silver.
Sue, does that answer your question?
In order to pay my taxes.
Pardon me?
In order to pay my taxes, then I'll have to convert my gold to the new world currency.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I was wanting to figure out.
All right, Sue.
You can pay them. At least you have something tangible that you can use, where if you have the Federal Reserve note, you won't have anything because it's going to be dead by 2012. You've lost it. If you have a pension fund, whatever it may be, it's gone, but you'll still have that.
And notice all this is happening. This is all happening right as the Federal Reserve Charter ends so they can start the new system. Sue, great question. Dave in Arizona, you're on the air with Lindsey-Williams. Okay, maybe Dave doesn't want to talk. Let's talk to Mark in Texas. Mark, you're on the air.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, Mark.
Okay, I have two quick questions. First of all, on the world leader, you saying these new world globalists, that they have a plan. So I'm guessing that they probably have a plan when they're going to bring them in. I'm guessing this is probably after 2012. My other question is, I've heard, I'm not sure if any of you can confirm this, I heard that Flight 93 is actually still active. Have any of you heard about that?
Lindsey?
593 I don't know about. The world leader, The Bible does say that he will appear on the scene. I don't know who he is. I don't know when he will appear. I know that it appears that we're arriving toward the end of it all because the elitists, so they're telling me, are ready to draw the string and put things. Now, I didn't say this 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I said you've got 2 more years. You don't right now. They are ready to draw the string. They are ready to put into force all of their activities.
But God can change that, and people repenting and getting active can change that. So it's not a foregone conclusion, but if we don't take action, it is. Let's go ahead and talk to Jack in Wisconsin. You're on the air.
Hi. In my local area, they've been spraying chemtrails a lot recently, or some kind of aerosol clouds in Kenosha, Racine, and Caledonia. And I just wanted to ask him if he has any kind of insider info on that, and if there's any kind of solution we can take, because most problems we would normally talk to our representatives, but it seems like that may not be the solution here.
This elitist friend of mine has never been willing to get on such subjects as that. He always sticks with me with the subject of oil, what's happening in the worldwide financial market, what's taking place along those lines. I have never been able to get him on the subject of chemtrails or containment centers, even though I think they exist. But they have never been willing to talk about that.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Jake, not Jack. William in Michigan, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes, William.
Oh, yes, sir. You're awesome, Alex. I got a question for Lindsey. I have 2 houses. One's been paid off 30 years ago. One's been paid off 40 years ago. What's going to happen to them? And is this cap and trade going to come through and try to inspect your house and take it? Because I haven't got no mortgages against the house.
No, that's all in the legislation. And there's a federal property tax in the health care bill now that you're going to be hit with.
So they're going to come after them.
Yeah, but they're not going to get away with it. I mean, people are really waking up, and they've been unable to pass the bill. They passed it in the House, not the Senate, so they're just doing it via the EPA.
Okay, that's all I want to know. Thanks a lot, Alex.
Thank you. And they incentivize it. Oh, your local city got an EPA or government grant. Let us inspect your house, and we'll give you $500 off on an appliance. So they're just mainly training their people this is all normal. Like the threat fusion centers start out with nebulous milquetoast stuff, then they get really wicked. I'm going to talk to Lindsey-Williams after the show, but I'm going to be out in California on Monday broadcasting live from one of our great affiliates, KSCO, ksco.com 1080. But let's look at your book right now, Lindsey, and let's see about having you on at least for 1 hour on the Monday show. Because I know you'll be flooded with interviews and stuff tomorrow and over the weekend. But I want to pin you in, let's say, for 1 o'clock Central or 12 noon Central on Monday, and we'll get that done. Also, they've got 107 tickets left for the second showing. The first showing with 800 tickets sold out at the Coconut Grove there in Santa Cruz on Sunday night. And then there's one on Monday night at 7 o'clock. And I'm going to speak for 2 hours, take questions. I think I'm going to have Dr. Stan Monteith pop by and give a 20, 30-minute speech at one of these events because he lives there. If you want tickets, go to ksco.com. And also, MZ has a note here. He said, they sold out of the first event, but then some people, things come up. I think he said they had 20 or 30 cancellations and refunds because, when you got a group of 800 people coming, some of them have to end up canceling, and they're so nice, they refunded a few of them. So you'll be able to maybe even buy a few still for the first event or get it at the front door. Just be there first. And there's 107 tickets left as of a few hours ago when this came in for the Monday event, ksco.com. I rarely speak in public because I'm so busy. But I'm already out in California doing an investigation. I'll just leave it at that. So I'm going to be popping into that great affiliate. The websites are Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. I tried to hurry through callers. That's it for callers. But you'll be able to call in on Monday. Lindsey, can you come on Monday with us for an hour?
Be more than happy to. I'd consider it a privilege.
Well, let's just get you on then at noon Central Monday.
Will do. I consider it done.
I may be having Ventura that day, but he's probably actually Wednesday, so I'll just leave it at that. We're almost out of time. If people want to get the new CD you're producing or the past stuff that's very informative, it's prophecyclub.com, and we'll give that number out before you leave. But Lindsey, in the 3 minutes or 4 minutes we've got left, other facets, other things that we didn't cover that this key source told you.
The United States has lost 42,400 factories since 2001. 75% of those factories employ more than 500 people. Now, we're talking about NAFTA and GATT. Every bit of this is done by the elitists. They have talked with me about how they have intentionally moved things out of the United States of America in order to bring about what they yet have to do, which I haven't even talked about today. For instance, in 2008, 1.2 billion cell phones were sold worldwide with American names on them. Not one of them was manufactured in the United States of America. Is this telling you anything about what these elitists are doing? Dell has announced plans to dramatically expand its plant in China with an investment of over $100 billion over the next decade. Dell is closing its last manufacturing.
So it's total deindustrialization. Total deindustrialization by design.
Yes, the last television set ever built in the United States of America was Curtis Mathis. They are now gone and have closed down their plant. Folks, watch Russia and China. If China ever decides to close down what they sell to Walmart, you won't have anything on the grocery store shelves. That's the reason these people made it so plain to me. Watch Russia and China. I know these other things are important. Folks, we are facing some things in America that you need to prepare for, and Alex is helping you do that through his program every day.
Well, if you were going to bring down the United States to fold it into a one-world tyrannical government, you would have to do it by stealth and over time and deindustrialize and break up the family and build up a huge paramilitary force against the people and make them so poor they're dependent and bankrupt their financial system. They've done it, and it's just total evil. In the first hour coming up at Infowars.com, Fox News admits al-Qaeda leader dined at Pentagon just months after 9/11. Anwar al-Awlaki. That is coming up with Paul Watson and Wayne Madsen. This is an unbelievable first hour. Please get this info out to everybody. The story's up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And again, fire that number out real fast. Well, you know, we're out of time. Lindsey, I'll see you Monday. God bless you, my friend. I'll talk to you after the show.